89 episodes. I just remember when you first started doing all of these episodes for Capital Wrestling, and describe the growth in your own words. Like, just you're obviously you're the executive producer of the company. Talk about from day one, from episode one to episode 89, and now you're fast approaching 100. Because that's a big deal. No matter how you get your content out there, and you're all over the place. Fight TV, Global Wrestling Network. I believe you also have your own channel on the Power Slam Wrestling Network as well, among many other outlets. Just talk about the journey from episode one to episode 89, if you would.
Well, it's been a long journey for everybody in Capital Wrestling, starting from January 1st, 2017 up until now. And the fact that we've been able to grow so aggressively and hopefully smartly over the past nearly 24 months has been really a pleasure and a whole lot of stress, a whole lot of anxiety, because you're taking a small regional company and you're building it consistently and trying to develop it into a national brand. And that's not something that's easy to accomplish or something that's done overnight. It takes a lot of skill, a lot of technique, and a lot of amazing people in all facets, whether it's creative, whether it's production, on camera, off camera, operation, sponsorship. It takes a group of people to go from one thing to another. And we've been building a really terrific team of individuals in all facets of the company. We've got some of the best young managers in the industry. We've got some of the best young athletes in the industry. In my opinion, I think we have the best commentary team in professional wrestling. We have some of the best wrestling minds in the sport as well. And I really think that in 2019, we're going to take it to another level. And we've been trying things. Some things have been successful. We reached 1.3 million viewers in 2018, which is an insane number. And hopefully we can reach or exceed that number heading into next year. And that's step three. Year one was getting to 2018, and now we're heading to 2019 into what we would assume is phase three of this company. And we're hoping for, bigger and better things.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's actually it really truly is amazing because again, I remember from when you were in your infancy to now where you are. It's really awesome to see where you're at, and I got to give a prop to somebody where it it deserves a guy that you always talk about in your production area is Zane Decker, one of those guys who really is a big part of your production, as you have alluded to in the past. So, talk a little bit about guys like him and the other production, like just how where you build that trust to create that consistent content from week to week, and how much it means to have people like him to lean on to like, okay, now I know um, that we're going somewhere, not just because of the attention you're getting, but because of just other people that in which you have to rely on.
Yeah, Zane is definitely the lifeblood of Capital Wrestling and has become as much a collaborator as he is a director. He is on the floor shooting every match. He's the guy behind the camera in every pre-tape, whether it's on-site or off-site. Everything you see on Capital Wrestling Television, Zane Decker touches, and he's the reason why we have the style that we do. If you look at the promos we shoot, if you look at the content we make, it's all unique and it's all stylized, and it's a great collaboration between everybody involved. But Zane really has helped continue to define our brand every single episode. And you see the episode that aired this week on Fight, on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere we broadcast. And you look at episode one, Zane was in Australia for the first 6 months of Capital Wrestling. He didn't come. We shot our first show in March, and Zane wasn't with us up until October of 2017. And since then, Zane has done everything he can to be a part of every aspect of Capital Wrestling, and he's truly been the brand identity, the brand manager of Capital. Outside of myself, Marcus Dowling, Ash Samuels, all of the people that help with the front office. We have some great people, but Zane week to week continues to make strides in making this the most visually stunning product in professional wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's just it's really incredible, and the production quality. I can say this from someone who's been watching. Definitely a big improvement, and again, it's only going to get better going forward. So, I'm really excited for the future for you guys at Capital Wrestling. Now, but let me get on a couple of topics here. But before I do, throw out there your promotion. Throw out some promotion for your upcoming World War IV event. By the way, last year's was the one where you had that death match where the loser, Logan Black and Jeff Cannonball, had to eat that hot chip, right?
Yeah, that was the Pocky Chip Death Match, and that one's actually one of my favorite moments of 2017 was that match and being able to pull that off and work with the people over at Pocky to make that happen. We actually reached out to a local taqueria that supposedly sells the hottest taco in America, and I wanted to do something similar for one of the matches we had on this year's World War IV card, but they never reached back out. But hopefully I'll be able to pull something off like that in 2019 and find two people crazy enough to do something that stupid. But Capital Wrestling World War IV, our latest set of television tapings, our final event of 2018 is December 29th, Saturday night. Bell time is 8 p.m. Tickets are only $10 at capitaltickets.com. Capitaltickets.brownpapertickets.com. That's Capital Tickets. That's CAPITOL tickets.brownpapertickets.com. And folks, you are not going to want to miss this show. There are 3 title matches. Every single Capital Wrestling champion is in action on Saturday night, December 29th. The Ugly Ducklings are coming up to Hoboken to take on Juba and Smiley. And the main event's a Capital Wrestling title match between Matt McIntosh and Ken Dixon. This is a story that's been brewing for most of 2018. And if you were at the Colossal Confrontation or if you watch Capital Wrestling television between July and October of this year, you know that Ken Dixon and Matt McIntosh do not like each other. They've been engaging in what we call the Great Capital Meme War. And I honestly believe on December 29th, one of those two is going to end up a completely different person than the guy that walked into the ring.
Yeah, by the way, the Ugly Ducklings, an excellent tag team and an excellent grab for Capital Wrestling to come on the show. I love what they do, their gimmick. They're definitely a great tag team for you to have aboard on your show there. And by the and to follow up on your comment about the death match, watch it. I mean, I've known Logan Black forever, and the fact that the video he posted afterward of the aftermath was not, something I will never forget because, again, just the little things that were really funny. Maybe not to him, but for the rest of us, like myself. But
Yeah.
but anyway, so go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say Logan Black is one of the most fearless people I know.
Oh my God, yeah. And between death matches he's had in the past, and I've seen pretty much all of them, but not to break kayfabe here, but a really good dude. Anyway, so let me just, as the executive producer, you look at kind of wrestling related topics here. With Raw's ratings the way that they have been, now they did this shakeup coming up where, it seems like the McMahons are basically taking over. People all over, radio, podcasts, everything are saying, like, you don't know how difficult it is to write this much television per week. And now you pre-tape, your events and then in which they make their way to all your platforms. Could you describe for people as a content creator where it makes it how difficult it really is to not only write out the programming and as it comes out at the live event, but then have to break it down and make it, I don't want to put it in such a word, but a suitable for the content in which that's going to come out on television.
Well, it basically starts with a blank piece of paper. It's me arguing with a Microsoft Word document, basically putting together what the matches are going to be, and then you're just structuring everything episode to episode in trying to lay out where where matches go. Because when you shoot, you're not necessarily shooting in order. You kind of do a Quentin Tarantino thing where you're shooting in the order that's best for the live crowd, and then you're porting it to what works best for the narrative. And you do that. You basically lay out two different structures, or this is how we do it. We have a live show format, and then we have a television format. And you essentially create a list of deliverables, promos, pre-tapes, packages, things that you need to get over, and then you kind of set everything up by air date. And you kind of hack away at it with your format sheet until it looks like something that should look like a television show. And it's a process because you come up with all these different ideas and all these different promos, and then you have to take into the fact the idea of time, space, and consistency. So you have these pre-tapes. We are shooting pre-tapes from 3 o'clock in the afternoon till just after bell time. So that's 5 hours to shoot 6 weeks of pre-tape content. So that's going into the field, that's shooting in the studio, that's shooting at ringside. And then on top of that, you need to make sure that they're timed, fit into the right location. And on top of that, you have digital content. So it's a process. And it takes at least 5 different people to try to get everything done during show day and kind of keep continuity and deliver all of these different notes and these different styles of presentation. So it's not easy. Like I've written over 90 episodes of television, and I still am not at the point where I think that I'm a good television writer, because you're looking at, and I have a half hour a week and I have 6 weeks to prepare, but and I don't have, like, week to week, I don't have to write 3 hours of television every Monday on top of 2 hours on every Tuesday. So it's, even with that, it's still an insane amount to do 52 weeks a year. It is not an easy process. It's pretty laborious. And you get into the thing of you're arguing with yourself. You have to take into account people's schedules, the timing of the show, at what time people are showing up. Are they going to be coming from another show? What are all these different things that you have to work into these 6 30-minute slots? You're writing essentially 3 hours over 6 weeks. And you have to deal with the universe of the television show and the universe of the real world.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not a content creator other than the podcast, and for television, I can't even imagine the process. And even just you describing this a little bit is, it gives me a little bit of stress just from just listening to you. Anyway, so okay, as a guy, again, executive producer, and along with you and your crew, you have a lot of, I'll put it this way, homegrown talent, and a lot of homegrown talent and a lot of outsider talent coming in, and you're building these characters, per episode. What do you think would be, I guess, wise for the WWE to do to change their product to actually make it, so that the fans, I guess the hardcore fan, would be more satisfied? What do you think about that?
It's a less is more kind of thing, and you're not going to get away from 3 hours worth of television on Raw every week. It's just not going to happen. But if they sculpt each 3 hour block into different 1 hour things, or if they let things fold into each other more, and they had a better sense of what the market wanted. And